Memphis, 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 Memphis. Nothing but Memphis. Everywhere we go, it's Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee, the beautiful land in the world.
And I'm thankful for this guy who tweeted and said I don't have that fire in my eyes no more. That game right there was for him. That's what I do. I prove people wrong each and every night, and that's for him right there.
Hi, this is Tom Izzo at Michigan State, and you're listening to Grizz 901.
What up, Grizz Nation, and welcome back to another summer edition of Grizz 901. We have a special show for you tonight. We have our guys with free basketball joining us. But man, I can't wait to bring them on. This is, I don't know if you know this a little bit about us, but I used to be with them on their show on free basketball until I kind of did my own Grizzlies thing. And so now kind of doing only Grizzlies, and they're still staying with some, I guess, more NBA related stuff. And so we're going to bring them on. But we are with Bluff City Media. If you are anybody that loves Memphis sports, make sure you check out Bluff City Media. There's so much happening right now. And no, it's not on Twitter. It's not the Tigers versus the Grizzlies and money that nobody really will be benefited at all about, us fans. So we're not talking about that. But here at Bluff City Media, check out all of the shows, anything that you want to see, anything that you want to hear from Anthony Sane to the Untapped guys, anywhere that you want to go, any information with the Grizzlies, Memphis Tigers, whatever. Go ahead and check out the shows. But today we have our guys in here. These are my guys. My guys. Let's bring them in. This is not going to be good.
This is going to be fantastic. What are you talking about?
What is
Thanks
on your
for
face?
scooting up into the camera.
My face?
Yeah, there's something on your face. It's more on your lip.
Yeah, man. This is what we call the Tom Selleck.
This man got antennas on top of his head.
All right, so a little bit about us. So Ryan and Cody, we've known each other for a long, long time. I'd say 2000 maybe ish. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably.
Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2002, and so I imagine I knew y'all probably my junior, senior year a little bit. Not really just knew who you were, right? And
My
then
mom
I
was
came
doing
back.
the book for the
Exactly.
basketball team. So
Yeah, Miss Hulsey was the best. But so after I went to college, I came back and helped and did a little bit of, I guess, basketball coaching, whatever that was. What is happening over there? You're going in and out. And so it was a fun time. And so it's weird that I have coached you all in a weird sense. I really did nothing. I was literally a nobody. I was probably somebody that just kind of kept it easy.
He just roasted. He just roasted all of us.
Yeah, I did.
yeah,
That-
pretty
all
much.
Yeah.
Somebody takes off their shirt in the locker room. Skeletor.
Yeah, and make sure I didn't slip up with any cursing, which I was told I did before. But no, it was a good time. So I was with free
I never
basketball.
heard any of that.
I was with you guys doing the NBA with free basketball, and so pretty much had to stop that because this has kind of consumed my life in a sense. But free basketball is still going. Are you having more fun, Ryan? Are you having more fun now than you were even back then?
From when we first started this whole thing?
Yes.
Yes, because our first thing was we had no idea what we're doing. We still don't. But the original was we sat around Cody's kitchen table and turned on a recording thing on his laptop, and we talked into the laptop. And that was how we started.
So the audio was pristine.
It's about the same as the audio is now. Yeah. But at least we're more hands-free.
True.
And we also we can do it online now.
Yep.
So now scheduling is a lot easier than it ever has been. The 21st century is wild.
So wild. All right. Tonight's show, we're going to get into a little bit of Smash or Pass, which is a fun thing that we did back in the day. And I know y'all still do it in a sense, but it's not a consistent thing that you're doing all the time. It wasn't then either. But I love that because usually it was you asking the questions, Ryan, and me and Cody arguing most of the time. So now I get to be the one who is asking the questions and y'all can argue. And then from there, we're going to get into some other things. It's going to be Grizz related, but I also want to ask y'all a couple questions on maybe a championship contending team. Who's going to take the leap this year? But then also somebody who might not have been a playoff contender or might not be considered a playoff contender takes the jump to be a legit playoff contender this year. So I'm talking about somebody not in the top 8. I'm talking about somebody in the top 6 on each side. That's what I want. If there's anybody that takes that a legit, not the play-in. The play-in doesn't count. I want somebody who can be in the top 6. So start thinking of that. And then you don't know this because I didn't tell either one of you. We are going to do a playground pickup. Okay. Very old school. I'm going to flip a coin. One of you is going to go first. You're both going to have 5 selections. I want you to draft the best team. Once they're taken, they cannot be taken again. So that's going to be off the cuff, but I'm going to leave that till last. But I want to see who has the best team. At the very end, we're going to talk a little bit about the Grizzlies and their starting 5. I know you have some hot takes about that you wouldn't tell me about. So let's go ahead and get into a little smash or pass. And I have some perfect music just for you guys. I knew you would like this. This is the thinking music. All right, here we go. Let's get into the smash or pass.
I was not expecting that music to pair with smash or pass. Yeah. Sorry.
I need some different music.
I expected a saxophone.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be some like R&B. Like I wasn't sure if it was going to be like mood setting music to play with the smash or pass. But yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the first question. Ryan, let's start with you. Smash or pass? The Grizzlies will regret letting Dillon Brooks go during the offseason, as in letting him go to free agency and losing him. Smash or pass?
Pass.
Cody?
They will not miss him.
I say pass. I thought I was in Ryan's house for a second and someone was just behind me. I was so thrown off.
Excuse me?
I was so confused. I was trying to see what was behind me, but it wasn't in my house, so I had no control over that. I'm passing on that. Brooks, you're out of here. I think they should have traded him when we got into the wrong Brooks. We could have had Kelly Oubre back then,
Yeah, everybody wants Kelly now.
Yeah.
Could have had Molly back then.
But, maybe Dillon Brooks helped the Grizzlies. Time is a flat circle. Let's move on.
Yeah. I think what you're going to realize with Dillon when you get to the season, dude, things like that can happen. A 39-point game will happen, but it's the other stupid stuff he does. All right, let's get into Cody, let's start with you. The Grizzlies will win 46-plus games this season. Their over-under is 45.5. 46.
I don't remember what I said. I don't remember what I said when we did this. We did this, didn't we?
We did, but the number moved. It was 46.5. It's moved down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I think I was like right under it. I think I went under. I think I'm going to go pass. I think I'm going to go under. I think it's going to be close. I just like a lot of Western Conference, a lot of stuff going on. I don't think it's going to be like an easy 2 seed. Like it's not that 2 seed is an easy thing to do, but I don't know if there will be as much separation.
Yeah. All right, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm a pass now too. I originally had guessed 46 wins, but I think it could be 44. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And
44. Does that get you in this top 6 seed with 44?
Should, yeah, because I think the West is a nightmare. Like, there's legitimately, like, you can make a case for 11 to 12 teams trying to make a spot.
I like
and
that.
I think they're all going to beat up on each other, and I think there could be 6 teams between 43 to 46.
Yeah. All right. That question is coming up later. Desmond Smash or pass? Desmond Bane is an all-star this upcoming season, Ryan.
Smash.
Cody?
Barring injury, of course.
Smash.
Okay. All right. Y'all have agreed too much. All right. Let's figure it out. Something else.
Speaking of something controversial.
That is the only 3 Grizzlies questions I have. These are the next. These next ones are more upcoming, more fun. All right. So 3 or less teams have 25 or less wins. And let me read you the statistics real quick. This is more in depth. Okay. Since the 1920 season, there were 9 teams that had 25 or less wins. The
How many games
2020.
did they play?
I don't know. Whatever.
It's a good
I
point.
feel like that's
That is a good
relevant.
point. That is a good point. But just stay with me. Stay with me. The 2020-21 season, there were 6 teams that had 25 or less. The 21-22 season had 5 teams that had 25 or less. And then this past year, it was only 3. 3 teams had 25 or less wins. This year, only 1 team has an over-under of 24.5. Everybody else is above that number for this season. I don't know who we're starting off with. Ryan, we'll start with you. 3 or less teams, 25 or less, smash or pass?
Pass.
Okay.
I think there'll be more than 3 teams.
Wow.
I think there'll be 4 or 5. Yeah.
Cody?
I'm going to smash this. I think there's going to be 3. There's way less incentive to lose now. I think that like 3, like mathematically, you probably have to have like at least 2 or 3. I would think, just because some teams are going to be good and some teams are going to be bad, like just math, law of averages, that bell curve. But yeah, I just think that like you're probably going to run with 3, and then you're not going to have a bunch of teams because the incentive to lose is like so much less because of the play-in game.
Yeah.
Then you have the mid-season tournament too. I mean, come on, guys, the competitiveness this year is going to be at an all-time high.
And you can't sit 2 stars.
Yes.
But all
The
those bad
Grizzlies
teams don't have
now-
2 stars. But
Yeah, now the Grizzlies have 2 stars as well. They were on that list.
yeah.
All right. Well, all right, let's go to the Warriors. Smash or pass? Warriors will be the most disappointing team this upcoming season, Cody.
The Warriors will be the
Warriors.
Dubs.
I'll go for him.
No, I just was making sure I understood the question. Will be the most disappointing team this season. I pass on that.
Okay.
I think we're
agree
going to
with
get a banner year from the Warriors. I think they're going to be fully loaded.
All right, Ryan.
I pass on that in the most opposite way you can. They'll be the number 1 team in the West.
Wow. All right. So who is your most disappointing team?
That's, well,
If you had to give one.
of a top team,
Yeah, just in general.
the
because
Clippers.
Okay, you think they'll be most disappointing?
But the most disappointing to me team is the Timberwolves, even though they're not
I
really.
hate you. I hate you. You took my whole platform.
Well, Cody hates the Thunder for some reason,
Oh,
I don't
and
hate
everybody
the Thunder.
loves the Thunder.
No, I think everybody needs to relax on the Thunder. Terrible mascot. If you listen to any of my last mascot standing, you understand the Thunder. Like, it's not even the dangerous part of lightning. It's just the sound that it makes. Like, put a pillow over your head.
it's just supposed to scare you a little bit.
And
Yeah,
that
it's
has
not even-
something to do with
it's
the
just-
players and underwhelming and all of that.
Yeah, well, underwhelming mascot, underwhelming franchise. Moving on.
All right.
Fair.
Let's go into OKC. Smash or pass, Cody. Oklahoma City is a top 3 league pass team. This
Top
season.
3 League Pass team? Absolutely. You better believe I'm going to be watching these guys on League Pass. I'm going to be checking out Shea. I'm going to be watching my boy Chet, last year's Rookie of the Year, robbed of an injury. He's going to have a tough time this year competing with like 7'6" Victor Wembanyama.
Twinkle toe.
But we'll see what happens. He might put up a fight. We'll see what happens. He's eligible, I think, this year for the Rookie of the Year. So keep your League Pass eyes on my boy Chet.
All right, Ryan.
I'm pass.
Wow.
I wouldn't put them in the top 3. I think they'll be entertaining, but
Top 3 League Pass, you wouldn't put him in?
Wow.
no.
All right. Well, hold your thoughts. The
All right.
Magic, Ryan. The Magic will be a top 3 team for you in the league pass.
Pass. No.
All right, Cody.
I also pass because, like, you
Okay.
can watch the Magic. Like, how many times have we been like, man, the Magic are going to be a fun League Pass team? Then you turn on the Magic and you're just like, oh, they lost again.
Yeah, another young team. The Detroit Pistons, a top 3 league pass team for you, Cody.
Yes, smash is the
Okay.
answer for this particular exercise we're doing.
Pass. My God.
You don't
I
like
don't
that?
want to watch any of it.
It's like a train wreck. You can't look away. Like, they have 26 point guards and 13 centers. Like, what's going to happen on that team? They have Dwayne Casey as their coach. Who knows what could possibly happen? There's
I'm
so
not
many.
interested And a Dwayne Casey figuring out James Wiseman, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Hurts. No.
Hold on. Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you a question to settle this. Think about what's the trashiest TV show that you just enjoy? It's just a dumpster fire of a TV show, you know. But it just makes you happy. There you go.
Love Island. I watched Bachelor in Paradise with my wife, so maybe
there you go. Yeah, maybe it's Bachelor in Paradise. Yeah, you can throw in there
with your wife. You're gonna watch it no matter what. There's
no such thing as a guilty pleasure, Brian. Just like what you like. Who cares?
Just go with it, man.
But at any rate, I forgot what I was saying. Moving on.
All right, this one should get a little bit of a rise out of you, Ryan. We'll let you go first. Smash or pass? If you were the GM or owner of a team, are you trading for Kevin Porter Jr.?
No, God, pass. I'm not even allowing.
I also pass.
Have y'all heard those?
In my front office even mentions it to me. They're gone.
Did you see that?
I'm trading them to the Pistons.
Yeah. Have you seen the Shams report that says that they're putting him available for trades with compensation attached? Why?
What's
Who's doing that?
That's driving this guy to the airport.
Right.
You keep cutting out.
Yeah, you keep hopping off the camera. All right, let's go to a little bit of football.
You guys just keep disappearing too for 2 seconds for me. So I don't know what's happening.
I got two questions. I got a Cowboys and Titans question. Then I'm going to end it.
Ooh.
Cowboys, smash or pass, Cody? Cowboys are America's team.
That's interesting. Because I think that for a certain generation it is. But I think you could also make the argument based on the amount of Pittsburgh Steelers fans that apparently live in the world. You could make an argument by numbers. I think you're right on Dallas because everywhere you go you can buy a Cowboys shirt or something like that. You could be in the smallest town in America and they'll be have Cowboy stuff. And you're like, how do you even like this team? You're like, well, we don't even have TV, but I like the Stars.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah, I think I'd smash this too. I'm not too much of a NFL junkie, but I kind of know generally what's going on. But I would say, I hear more about the Cowboys than anything.
My fantasy football team name is Unsolicited Dak Picks. So
that is funny. All right,
and I will send
Ryan,
a picture of Dak Prescott unsolicited.
Ryan, let's go with you. Ryan Tannehill is holding the Titans back.
I would say smash. Yeah, I would think so, but I don't know who they're going to go to.
Exactly.
Is it just what is it, the Wildcat? You just snap it straight to the running back and give it to Henry and go to work?
Well,
no, maybe that would be more beneficial.
They have the mayonnaise boy. They got Will Levis.
No, not Levis. They have Willis, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I thought they have. Don't they have?
They have him too.
Oh, yeah, they got the mayonnaise boy. Yeah, shut up. They got the Mayo King.
Boy, just eating mayonnaise.
Put him in.
Cody, last one. What do you think? Ryan Tannehill, is he holding the Titans back?
Smash. He is holding the Titans back. Get the Mayo boy in there. Let that man cook. Is he a Dukes man? I gotta know.
I like
Hellman's?
I like
What's he got? What's he dipping his bananas in? What's he putting in his coffee?
Dipping his bananas.
I don't know, dude. There have been a lot of weird stories about that guy in mayonnaise. Don't Google too much. You'll have to have someone delete your search history if you die.
All right, last one. This is for anybody who wants to go. Smash or pass? Macon Rhodes stole the sword.
Smash.
That is an inside joke. I don't know to this day. I would assume that they stole the sword.
100% smash.
Yeah.
I think we got him back because some of the kids went and took dumps on their playground equipment or something like that.
I did not.
Do you remember that, Cody?
I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about that. I do know there was a period of athletic dominance that we had over them, just that probably instigated them stealing the sword. Can't compete with them, so vandalism is what you got to resort to.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little petty crime is all you can really do about a problem.
They stole my gym bag the day of the game against them, They stole the
What
sword.
team were we playing that stole my shoes?
Oh, that's
And I
probably
went in their
Elliston.
locker room after the game started, and I stole them back. Was it Catholic?
Maybe them or Elliston
I think
Baptist, one or the other.
No, it wasn't Elliston. The game? No, that wasn't them.
All right, let's get into
During the free throws.
Let's keep this thing
They are
going. This
doing
thing
everything
will
they
get
can
off.
to win.
This thing will get off the track soon. All right, let's go ahead and go to our championship contender. Ryan, let's start with you. Who is a team that you think takes the jump this season?
Top 6, and it's got to be from the East because who knows what's going in the West. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, with the role-playing additions, Max Strus, Georgie's Nang, Ty Drone. I don't know how much he'll play, but they were one of the worst three-point shooting attempt teams.
Okay.
And so I'm interested fundamentally if that's going to change or if it's just more of fail-safe guys to kick out to when Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen can't do their thing in the middle.
Yeah.
So, but I think they could make a jump. I know they're embarrassed this last playoffs by basically Mitchell Robinson by himself.
Yeah.
But I think, year 2 together, and there seems to be a kind of, end of the road already with Donovan Mitchell's time there.
That's weird.
So it kind of feels like we got to do it now or it's never.
Yeah, I like that. Cody.
Yeah. My answer. No, I just wanted you to think that I wasn't paying attention because that's a thing. I'm also going to start yawning a lot here pretty soon. What I was looking for, what I'm going to say there is the Warriors.
But they're not. They're already championship contenders. They just won.
Not really last year.
They were just in the were they in the
All right,
semis?
fine. You want a better answer?
Yes, I do.
All right, fine. The Lakers. How about
You
that?
think they're
It's not
a
really
championship contender this year?
The Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. I don't think I agree with that. I don't think they have enough.
I don't think you have to agree with me.
That's okay. I like it.
That's the whole point of That's the whole point of asking somebody a question.
Exactly. I like it. All right, let's go to a playoff contender.
We all agreed we would just nod at each other and we wouldn't say a word.
Yeah. I'm glad we don't do that. That'd be terrible. All right, Cody, let's start with you on this one. Playoff contender. I'm curious who takes the jump that isn't a consistent playoff contender this year, Stash. Let's go.
So this team, Ryan's. I mean, not really, but I think the Bulls are a possibility.
Okay. I heard your episode just came out yesterday, maybe.
Yeah.
Y'all both love the Bulls. I think you have them 18th overall. Is that right?
Yeah.
They're right.
So you do like the
they
Bulls.
can get in there.
Look at me listening to your podcast. Go ahead, Ryan.
I guess I need to make sure I understand the question correctly.
Yeah.
So a team that usually is on the fringe but can get into the playoffs?
Yeah,
Is
or
that
somebody
kind of
that
what you're looking
isn't.
for?
Yeah, anybody that you think is a team that could make their run into the top 6. Like obviously the Bulls, they probably aren't looked at being a set playoff contender. Some would agree or disagree, but anybody you're looking at that, hey, I think they're going to be in the top 6.
Same division that I ranked higher, the Indiana Pacers.
Ooh. Yeah, I love them.
So I really like the Pacers. I mean, I like the rookie that they picked up because they were terrible at rebounding and defense. Yeah. And we mentioned this on the pod yesterday, but before Halliburton went out, they were like 4 or 5 games above 500. When he came back, or in the next month, they went like 2-13.
Yeah.
So they were well on their way to a top at least 7, and they could have snuck into 6 with how, what was it that got into it? 45 wins, I think, is what got into the 6th seed for the Nets.
Yeah.
So they're kind of on pace.
Yeah.
So I could see this team being that.
I like them. I love watching the Pacers just because Halliburton. That's the only reason I like watching them. There's probably anybody like watching them.
Yeah.
I like those Bulls and the Pacers, both Eastern Conference. Y'all have no, I guess, knowledge or thoughts on the Western Conference. Like, there's nobody out there. It's so wide open.
I have plenty of thoughts. Yeah.
I could have given a real hot take. I would have been like, just for the sake of saying it, but like I could have given you the Blazers, man.
We're not. We wouldn't have believed you. believe.
But think about it. No, let's talk it out real quick. This is content right here. So like Dame, like Miami's the only destination for Dame, right? So like, what's Miami giving up in return for Dame? Me and Ryan kind of got into this a little bit the other day when we were talking about the Blazers. Right. So like, good for the Blazers. Like, what's their incentive to actually do that? Like, so
maybe he
sits. And if the Blazers do get back what they would want for Dame, then Miami is going to have Dame. Right? Like, there's not going to be a lot left, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So if the Blazers just like hold off and this like goes into the season, and then he just plays basketball for the Blazers with all these other guys on the team, I don't know, man. It could be pretty wild. I don't feel like he's a guy that's not going to compete. I'm just saying.
I think he's exactly that guy who'll just kind of shut it down, take some threes, do stat-driven basketball, and say, F it. Like, that's it.
Don't compare. First of all, don't compare Dame to James Harden at all.
That's exactly what he will do. He'll chunk a bunch of threes and call it a day. Like, that's what he's going to do. Like, I don't see that.
He'll be in shape.
He'll be in shape, right?
I don't see the Blazers one, but I do think more feasible.
That's why it was like a wild hot take.
Surprise could be Spurs or Rockets. I do think the Rockets could be like, I don't think they will, obviously, but
so the
there's
Rockets
competency.
Of the West.
Yeah.
Like there's Ime Udoka's there, competent. Yeah. Fred VanVleet, competent. I mean, this team last year pretty much dominated on like second chance opportunities. They just sucked and couldn't convert. If they convert just however many percentage points more, I mean, they probably steal a bunch of games.
Yeah.
So, and if the West is that deep and everybody's just beating up on each other, I mean, can you sneak in with a 40 win? I don't know. Like,
you think the Rockets are going to win 40 games?
It's possible. You just don't know.
It all depends on how hot they get. They have to play good, consistent ball for good stretches here and there.
They have to be hot enough to melt steel.
Listen, I'm not against
they are
that.
A Rocket.
Yeah, because listen, I'm not against that. The Rockets, I think, will be a train. But the train eventually goes straight sometime.
They're the magic of the West. What are we talking about?
They're more confident than what the Blazers are going to be.
Yes, 100%.
Well, yeah, but I literally prefaced that with like, this is just a wild thing that like I could say. That was how I began the whole thing. Was I could say something really crazy, and then you followed it up with something that's like not quite as crazy, but like 90% of the way there.
I'm just saying, like, I think they could surprise teams. Especially, you know, we already talked about Kevin Porter Jr. I mean, he was so erratic as a point guard. Now you got Fred VanVleet. I mean, we know Dillon's erratic.
Yeah.
But at least with, like, there's actually a directional point for this team now, to where Steven Silas and the people before, like, there was nothing happening.
Yeah.
2 seeds up from the bottom of the West.
The Rockets could, honestly, I think they could be a team that jumps into the play-in for sure.
They could surprise people.
I could see
that
like
for
sure.
They're like the 12th team to me that I think could be
yes.
Oh, crap, they're at 36 wins? How did this happen?
Yes.
With 15 games to go? Like, I had that thought.
Yep. All right, let's move on before Cody loses his mind. Real quick, a little bit about what you're doing right now with free basketball. I know that y'all went through, I think, the Central, and you went through another one. I don't even know the divisions anymore. I know you went through 2 divisions so far. What's upcoming? You went through 3.
We've done 3. 2 Eastern, 1 Western. So we've got the Pacific that we're doing next week, which is the best division in basketball, hands down.
You think all of them could make the playoffs?
Yes, I think all 5 could make the playoffs. That's if anybody doesn't know, that's Suns, Warriors, Kings, Lakers, Clippers.
It's great.
So one that is least likely to me is the Clippers for sure.
That's the one that I'm expecting to fall out. But yeah, so then we'll probably save the Grizzlies Southwest for last. So we've got 3 more, and then we'll have an episode or 2 talking specifically just all Grizzly stuff. So as many ins and outs that you could think of, that maybe ins and outs that you don't even want to hear or hear us talk about, we'll probably go into them because we're
going in and out of everything.
Yeah. Kind of like a banana and mayonnaise.
Yeah. All right. Now we're officially losing everybody talking about bananas and mayonnaise again. But yeah, so no, I'm excited about hearing the different breakdowns. And if you're a listener of Grizz 901 or anything on Bluff City Media, make sure you check out Free Basketball, because the different divisions, I think it's interesting, and it's nothing that will be, I guess, I don't know. The shelf life can extend all the way to the season. Like right now, I think we're 42 days away from the Grizzlies' first game. Okay, so training camp starts in, I think, 25 days or so like that. So at that point, all this stuff has a shelf life. So for whatever reason, if you have some time, if you're taking a trip or you're just at work or mowing the yard, flip one of these on. I promise you'll be a little bit more in-depth and knowledge about a different division conference than you normally will. So check out the Free Basketball guys doing the Lord's work over there about the rest of the NBA and what I don't have to do anymore.
Breaking bread.
Yeah. Let's get to the playground pickup.
Ooh.
All right.
I did 3 mock drafts after this deal started, so I'm prepared.
I like it. All right. So I'm flipping a coin right now. I'm going to say flip again. Okay. I have it on my Google machine. And so who wants to call it in the air?
Go ahead, Cody.
All right. I flipped. All right. Hold on 1 second. It is heads. Ryan, you get to go first. Who is your first player you're choosing for a playground pickup? The guys are choosing 5 guys each. Anybody in the NBA or really in the world, if you're that track star and you think there's somebody else in another league. All right, who's your first overall pick in the entire league if you're building a team of 5 players, Ryan?
I think I'm going to have to take Jokic.
Wow, okay.
Just the ultimate pickup guy that you just would love playing with. Because you don't want to play with an ISO guy and pick up because your effort falls flat. You don't care. Like, I'm not going to rebound or play defense for this guy anymore. But with Jokic, I got a shot. I'm going to get up a couple shots, even if I'm going to brick him or airball him. He's going to find me. Yeah. So I think I'd take Jokic.
I like it. All right, Cody.
I'm going with Giannis.
Giannis, all right.
That was the one I was having a hard time with. I was like, Giannis or Jokic?
Yeah. And we're going to go snake draft, okay, because I think it's fair.
Okay.
And so we're going to go back. You get 2 more picks next. All right. So, Cody, you get to go next again.
All right. So surrounding Giannis with the right players is key, right? So we need a lot of shooting around Giannis. So for that reason, I'm going to take the one, the only Steph Curry.
God, I had him written down as my next guy.
All right. Sorry. Now, Ryan, you have 2 picks. You get to choose.
One
at a time.
Now I got to think about this. Give me.
We should have just went back and forth. You're probably right.
Give me Halliburton.
Halliburton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Halliburton.
Out of all the players in the NBA.
Yeah.
I went Halliburton. All
Yeah.
right. All right, you got 1 more. Now the third pick.
Oh, Tatum.
Okay. All right, Cody.
All right, I'll take Kevin Durant.
KD. All right. All right, you got another one. Now for the 4th round, your 4th pick. Cody.
I know. I'm just thinking.
Just make sure.
I'm debating. I have 2 or 3 players in my head right now that I'm thinking.
I need to look at a list.
The good ones. Those lists.
Just trying to think. Give me.
Do you want Draymond and Clay?
I thought about it. It's like that Warriors team with Giannis.
Hey,
Why not?
I'll take Looney and I'll trade him for Giannis.
You'll take what?
Looney.
I'll take Looney next and I'll trade him for Giannis.
Oh, that's a good idea because Looney is the anchor of any championship team. I'm going with shit. I'm going with Devin Booker.
All right. You have the last two picks there, Ryan. You have Jokic as your center, Halliburton as your point guard, and then you have a Tatum. So you need two more wings, forwards, whatever you want to call them.
I'm going to go Anthony Edwards.
Ooh, I like that.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
And
so you have a shooter. I like that. Halliburton creator, Mr. Duo
Can
on
I-
Jokic.
can I take Ja?
You
Is
can
that
take Ja.
possible?
Yeah, you
Give me Ja.
You run Ja and Tatum. I mean, Ja and Halliburton together.
Yeah, absolutely, because Halliburton's the ultimate complimentary star.
All right. Cody, you have Giannis, Steph, KD, Booker. So pretty much you're running Giannis as center, I guess. Kind of a
For sure.
a smaller center, bigger, whatever, more athletic center.
No Embiid?
I'm thinking about that could be my last pick.
Just going
'Cause I think-
ginormous.
Yeah, why not? Like, yeah, we're going Embiid.
All right. All right, real quick. Anybody that was snubbed off of this list? So we have Giannis, Steph,
Oh, a
KD,
lot of
Booker,
players.
Embiid.
Tons of players were snubbed off of this list. My real pick for the end was going to be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
So you
So I
guys
guess
talked
you
me
have
into.
Steph
I
being
thought of
the-
a gigantic team would be with Steph would be more comical than
Listen,
having like
that's a
SGA
great
actually
team.
on the
I don't know
team.
which one I like better. They're both great. All right, that was fun. I thought it'd be a good time.
LeBron.
Sub is LeBron. Yeah, nobody picked LeBron.
Nobody picked LeBron, which is kind of par for the course for us. But like also, I think it would be interesting to see people who would be more professional than us do this and see if they keep LeBron in the list.
All right, let's get into I know what Ryan has wanted to talk about. We got about 10 or 15 minutes left on the show. So getting into the Grizzlies starting five, there's been conversations already on our show. I think that there could be a potential of them starting John Conchar outside of somebody making a big leap during training camp for the simple fact that the Grizzlies in the front office, coaching staff, everybody likes to go with their guys that they trust. Especially somebody who doesn't need to be a shot creator. He's just a facilitator, can help the ball move, can knock down open shots, plays good defense. You throw him in the starting lineup. But Ryan, I know you have some thoughts. So I'll let you go first. Thoughts on the Grizzlies starting five prior to Ja returning for the first 25 games?
Yeah, so I have probable and what mine is. But obviously Smart, Bain, Tripp, Adams is probable. The fifth, I have David Roddy.
Okay.
Now, I also think that could be turned into a matchup-based thing. Like, I think if they're playing maybe a smaller team or they know they need more offense, they go with Kennard. If, Roddy's not doing well in that starting role, maybe they try someone like LaRavia. But I think that Roddy is the most probable decision for that, just because of the comfort level that I think Taylor had with him throughout the regular season. But of course, without any training camp stuff, you have no idea who, stepped forward or made a leap or, solidified in that position. But my guess is Roddy.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that lineup is I'm worried about its scoring. And I'm just worried about the spacing for Bain because everybody loves Marcus Smart. Actually, to go back a second, everybody, as soon as the Grizzlies got out of the playoffs, Kleiman said, we went too much on youth. We need, he didn't say we need to get older, but we need to be more mature, blah, blah, blah. And then they traded for Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose, and that conversation ended. What has changed about this team? Nothing.
Not much. Yeah.
They're a calendar year older. So this whole conversation of Memphis, like us fans, we got upset because we were like, we need vets. We need guys, we're too young, blah, blah, blah. And Kleiman said that just to say it. And then he got Marcus Smart and the whole conversation went away.
Well, he did go get Derrick Rose, who is a vet in the locker room. He's washed. He's not as much of a player, to which, listen, we can have that conversation. If it wasn't Derrick Rose, 100% the Grizzlies are releasing that contract and getting Campaign. Like 100%. Like there's no way you wouldn't. But because it's Derrick Rose, you have to keep him. And he just got married, so that'd be kind of weird.
And his kids are at, local school. I guess I won't name the school, but
what do the Grizzlies care about the local school?
Well,
like, can we roll that back a little bit? Like, oh yeah, his kids go to local school. Like, they're not gonna send him packing because of that. Like, he can live where they can buy him out of his contract. He can live wherever he wants. He's got millions of dollars. It's not like, I don't know what his life and finances are like, but it's not. Like,
if you saw the
like some sort of like, it's the Grizzlies are like, oh, it's Derrick Rose. He played that 1 year of basketball at the University of Memphis that got vacated because he didn't necessarily take his own SAT. Like, we owe him so much, the city of Memphis. We had such a good time when he didn't foul Mario Chalmers.
They made a big deal about it, though. They made a big deal.
Well, I know they made a big deal about it, like the press and everything did. But like, what is the purpose of bringing in Derrick Rose? Like, for real, what is it other than like just parade it? But for what?
Being a vet, your job, the guy that. Yeah, but Campaign is not really a vet. Like Campaign,
Marcus Smart.
I understand that, but I'm saying you have Marcus Smart already. You want to add in Derrick Rose as well. Listen, what I would do personally is I would say,
does Marcus Smart need backup? Like, what is Derrick Rose in the situation in the locker room? Does he just stand behind him with his arms folded and like?
Well, listen, Derrick Rose. I'm on record.
Marcus.
I'm saying Derrick Rose could be good for the first 25 games. And that's really all you need him to be good for. And then spot minutes here and there and just kind of, put a feather in his cap randomly and just be good. But yeah, I think there's a chance that Derrick Rose could be okay.
I think you just have a guy that would be good for 82 games instead of 25. That,
I agree.
I think the signing of Shaquille Harrison actually puts that into question mark. What? Is that it's real question marks about Derrick Rose.
Oh. Do you think because they signed Shaquille Harrison to that?
I think that should be a tip that it's like, maybe we need Steve Rose insurance backup guy.
But you can't get rid of Derrick Rose. I don't think you can.
Why?
I don't see them. I would be surprised if they cut him.
It's a political move. You can't.
I don't think that they would.
It's an easy money maker.
It is.
And it's not a big difference maker. Even if bringing in Campaign, it's not a huge mover, like it's needle mover.
It's not.
That's better than,
so I get it.
Definitely better than Derrick Rose.
It is.
You might sell like a few hundred less jerseys to like wistful millennials, but I don't know. Whatever.
All right, let's get into. You said that you like David Roddy, okay, as your fifth
I like
starter.
David Roddy. The conversation about this team, like everybody was upset about vets. They didn't like.
Right.
Fundamentally, it didn't change. They lost 4 vets the past 2 off seasons. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
My personal lineup, because I'm worried about that starting lineup scoring. Like they'll be competitive. They'll rely heavily on defense, right?
Right.
I'm worried about Bane, giving actual openings to score because Marcus Smart is the same type of offensive erratic player that Dillon Brooks is.
Okay.
So I'm worried about them scoring. So I would start Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, Luke Kennard, Santi Aldama, and Tripp. That's my offensive lineup if I'm doing it. And honestly, it's a precursor to what, there'll be a little difference with Ja in there. That could be a playoff lineup. That could be your offensive playoff lineup. And that is good luck trying to guard that. Yeah, at least you'll have options. Now, the second unit will be, it won't be great, but he does kind of a platoon. Taylor Jenkins does a platoon thing anyways, where Bane is usually out within 5 or 6 minutes and comes back, 3 minutes later. So I'm expecting that kind of adjustment right there because they have to tread water in the first 25 games. So if it goes rough with the probable first 5, that would be my going for offense to kind of switch it up second 5. Just because of Steven Adams being a little bit more of, he's not a creator, and they need more creation.
How important is it for the starting unit to be a certain set of guys that whatever? How important is the starting unit to you?
I don't think it matters.
I don't
like,
think it matters
honestly, I think it only matters who finishes it, right? Like,
I
which is a colloquial, like, whatever. Every coach says that. The matter starts who finishes, right? But I like put Steven Adams on the bench and let him come in, for Triple J, and he just runs crazy on backup bigs. Like, he just absolutely feasts on them. And that could kind of tread water during if that second unit needed a couple minutes while Bain or Tripp was out. So that's my personal. I'd be interested to see.
I think that's a closing lineup. I think that's what I was getting at that question is. I think that's more of a closing lineup. I don't think that's a game. I don't think that's a team that you open the open start a game with, right? A lineup that you start a game with, because for the simple fact is I love Santi. I think he's great. I think Santi could be a really good player, especially on the opposite side of Luke Kennard coming off the bench. But you're talking about a closing lineup potentially where you include either Kennard or Santi in that lineup, and then you can either lose Adams and then slide those in there, right, as you were saying, to close the game, especially if you need the offense. If you need the defense, then maybe you do lose Santi and go with Steve-O. But I like that. I like that more of a closing lineup instead of the I guess, openers, if you want to call them that, as they do in baseball. But if you want to call it an opening lineup, a starting lineup, I just think Steve-O sets the tone of rebounding and down low dominance of I'm going to make sure I get these rebounds. We're not going to let them get any putbacks early on. And it allows Jaren, who is a foul machine, to maybe give him a few extra minutes of not fouling.
Well, the reason I only say is because the path forward for the Grizzlies in the playoff is Jaren at 5.
It is.
Like,
but I'm not sure he can do that.
If they're going to win, he's got it. You've got to put him in that situation, just like in FIBA with Steve Kerr. Like, you've just got to put him there, and he's got to learn. I mean, he's still, 24?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take some time to learn, but long term, like, I think seeing what it looked like is more beneficial because you get those regular season reps of that, right? Instead of when we have to go to it, in the playoffs against the Lakers, then Tripp has to go to be in the 5. Then he's just kind of like, well, what do I do now? I haven't really done this all season. So I just prefer the reps just to see what it looked like, to see if he's able to hold it down, because I think that's just how they're going to have to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. Cody, do you have any thoughts on the fifth starter for the Grizzlies?
Not really. I mean, like, the fifth starter for the Grizzlies, I think, like, it just depends. I think, like, honestly, like, throughout the season, like, at least, especially through those first 25 games, it'll probably just be a lot of different lineups. Like, just experimenting to, like, kind of see, like, what you have, stuff like that. You can kind of figure out, like, I don't know what's going on there, man. Whatever. You can see, but you can see, like, what your different lineups look like, what kind of chemistry is and stuff like that. Because you're going to have periods where you're going to have to get jaw rest and stuff like that, in the playoffs and things like that. So knowing, like, what your other guys' strengths are and how they can do without them is pretty helpful. And I think they'll probably just experiment a lot, honestly. I know that's kind of a non-answer, but give me Brandon Clark.
Yep, I like it. We'll just go Brandon Clark. Hurt, no big deal. Just throw him out there.
Put him in. Put him in.
I just
Put
think
him in
that this team could be really good. I just think that they're going to be so deep is why they're going to be a good regular season team. Any thoughts on the 10? Because obviously Ja isn't on the team, so you can go with the 10 guys. Talking about those 4, and you went Roddy, right? And you're going to go Aldama, right? So that's 6 of the and obviously one's going to be off of the the rotating 10 whenever Ja gets back. But the 10 without Ja, you're talking about 6 right with Aldama, and then you got Kennard, right? So that's 7. Who else are you going to go with? Because you have Xavier Tillman that you could go with.
In Clark's absence, I would go LaRavia, Tillman, and Zaire Barely. I think the 10th is between Zaire and Conchar.
What about Derrick Rose? So you're not running back.
You got for the first 25 games.
I guess if you have to have it positionally, right? But if we're talking about 10 that matter.
I'm not talking about the 10 that are going to play. I care less about what positions.
That's what I'm saying. The 10 that need to be playing, the 10 that need to be playing are the 10 that I listed. Like, I just don't like Derrick Rose is there to bring the ball up, right? But in the like hierarchy,
covered that too.
The hierarchy of like who needs to play, who needs to see minutes, it's the 10 that we've listed.
So, all right. So one, you're losing one of them when Ja comes back, right? All right. So that's understood. But you literally, so who is bringing the ball up? Like the pass comes in out of bounds after a made bucket. Who are you passing it to?
Yeah, I think this is where we're having a disconnect here. I'm talking about just 10 guys that need to be getting whatever,
but they
right?
can't all get minutes if nobody can bring the ball up the floor.
Marcus Smart, Bane, and Ja all do that.
Just have Steven Adams bring it up.
But Smart and Bane might not be on the court. So you're saying that you want to somehow figure out a way to overlap Bane and Smart to allow to not have to go with Rose.
Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
Like any of these ball handlers, it's fine. Like, I mean, we had Dillon bringing it up at spots.
If he doesn't play, why is he on the team? Is what I'll say 100% about Rose.
Yeah, I don't see any use for him besides the locker room thing.
But never mind.
Move on.
Just go ahead.
If Derrick Rose doesn't play at all, and like they bring Derrick Rose on the team, and Derrick Rose is about as useful to this Grizzlies team as Andre Iguodala. Like, what's the point?
I have good veteran leadership.
But if you're not good enough to touch the floor on this team, then like who's gonna listen to you? Oh, we all respect Derrick Rose because
that happens all the time. They listen to Jay Crowder.
Yeah,
Jay Crowder was a big deal for this team a couple years ago. Jay Crowder ain't done
actually was on the court.
That doesn't matter. Jeff Green. Why do people keep signing Jeff Green? These championship contenders.
He plays.
Because he can dunk every once in a while in the 8 minutes to 12 minutes he plays. Like, he was just a big locker room focus
would
guy.
Be better for the Grizzlies than Derrick Rose. Jeff Green would.
At some point, I think Daniel's going to do that on purpose. He's just going to cut Cody out.
Jeff Green clearly brings more value to any team he's on than Derrick Rose does.
I just think you're splitting hairs on something that doesn't matter. Like, it just ultimately does not matter.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
I'm at a loss of words.
It does not matter.
I can't make sense of it.
If for some reason Derrick Rose didn't play in the first 25 games, I would be shocked.
He would play. Shocked. I expect him to play. I'm just saying, I wouldn't expect much. He might have a game or two, but I just not expecting anything from him. Just the Shaquille Harrison signing to me.
Under 9.5 games of him playing main backup point guard minutes.
In the first 25 or the whole season?
First 25.
I'll go 25. Over. Yeah.
What's your number at then? 15?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
15 to 20. Probably realistic.
15 to 20, and then you're arguing about 5
games. It doesn't matter.
You're arguing about 5 games, man.
I can't even believe this.
What? It doesn't matter.
All right, Cody.
Thank you.
God,
for what? Something
what
that
is
makes
happening?
Just two reasonable people.
Who is that? Who is that guy, and why did he even show up? Like literally, like we're trying to have discussions, real discussions.
He just answered a different question.
He answered a different question.
I can't. We're really good at doing the fake, can't believe this is happening.
What we can really talk about is what you think their wins are going to be in the first 25.
I think they'll be 13 and 12.
Based on their Vegas number, they should be 14 and 11.
I really think they're going to be there, but I'm just being honest. I'm just trying to dampen my expectations of 13 and 12. I really do think they'll be 14 and 11. Yeah.
Put a real damper on that.
Hey, but that's a 3 game. That's 3 games. difference of
That's
3 games
one
above
game
500
difference.
compared to 1 game above 500. That's a huge difference. I know it sounds stupid, but it is.
Yeah. No, with their Vegas, like it moved 46-45. That's sharp money, okay? Because there's not public betting this. That's only sharp people betting this number right now to move it a whole game.
Well, it is on some books. Some books it's still at 46.5.
Okay. But if you're going based on their Vegas, like meeting expectations based on Vegas's line, they should be 14-11 after first 25. And with Job, I've got question marks about the starting 5 scoring ability. I'm not worried about the defense. These are going to be ugly games, I think.
Yeah.
But like I think it's more likely without Job that they go 11-14 instead of 14-11. Just 3 games missed based on Job's impact.
But their schedule's not as hard in the very beginning.
It's
so-so.
You know, it's so-so. Like when they have a dud game, it's going to be a dud game. Like they're going to get blown out. But a lot of them, I mean, teams just don't play defense anymore at all. Right. So they should still at least be able to be in most of these. The problem is like closing, in which, you know, we talked about closing lineup potential. There's enough offense there to close.
Yeah.
It's like the first, 2.5 to 3 quarters. Are they going to be close enough to get over the hump to actually win the game?
Yeah, I agree. All right, Cody, 1 minute. You have anything that you want to discuss about the Grizzlies or anything you want to hit on before we get out of here?
I don't have anything I want to discuss about the Grizzlies, but I do have one thing that I want to hit on. I want to ask both of you a question. If you could be any kind of farm animal, what would it be and why?
Farm animal.
There is a clear answer to this.
I would say horse.
Donkey.
Right?
A mule.
Okay, you guys are both wrong. It's the milk cow. That's who you want to be in the farm. You get taken care of the best.
Because they tug on your little teats.
Yeah, you
this man likes to be massaged on his teeth.
Hopefully, if you're one of those happy cows, you're out there like eating, you're eating the grass, you're like out in the pasture, like people are nice to you. Or you could be like a Kobe beef cow where they just massage you all the time. Like get that A5 Wagyu, you're just like chilling in the Japanese.
Yeah, but you're gonna die very soon.
Not very soon. They get those cows real fat. The fat content is what makes it so nice. So like you get to just sit around being fat and happy and getting massaged by some man in a stable. I'll take it.
All right, so we figured out our farm animals. That
so
was
we got the horse, the donkey, and the milk cow.
All right, Ryan, 1 minute. What you got, man? Anything else you want to hit on?
Nothing. Just tune into free basketball coming up, really, and everything on Bluff City Media, especially Grizzly stuff, because it's going to kick in high gear with everybody. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. So I don't know if everybody's going to kind of say the same things across all platforms, but
yeah,
it's exciting to get back into the actual NBA season. So we've got a lot of Grizzlies, just Grizzlies. It's mostly NBA stuff right now, but it's going to be really heavily Grizzly stuff. I would say in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So
I'd say
a week or two before the season or preseason or something. It's going to be a lot of content. So we're ready to go, man. We're excited.
Well, the great thing I like about both of our shows, and this is not showing any obviously like favoritism toward just in general. Looking at our shows, they're very different than others for the simple fact that this show is only going to be a post-game show after every game, right? We're going to be all 82 games. It'll be a post-game show. We're going to hit on information that's right then. We're talking about the game that just happened, right? So the most current information we're going to be hitting on. We're not having to go week to week where everybody's trying to grab the same straws and talk about the same information. Y'all as well you're talking about the entire NBA and trying to figure out how to put in the Grizzlies into the conversation of the entire NBA. I think that's different than what everybody else is doing because you can encapsulate what the entire league is doing while also seeing how it pertains to the Grizzlies. That's in, maybe the Dallas Mavericks are hot right now and they're playing well. Well, the Grizzlies have that game, in a week against them. They're already 3 games back from the Mavericks. Little things like that I think are so important within Grizzlies, I guess Grizz Nation, whatever, of knowing what your competitors are doing, but also, trying to see what else is out there besides, because this is a basketball town. They've shown it that Memphis, the city, actually watches a lot of basketball, whether it's Grizzlies or not. So I like both of our shows for that simple reason. I think it's going to be good. So,
Yeah.
A lot of high expectations. Don't screw it up. All right. So you can catch out Free Basketball for sure. They'll be here each and every week doing their shows coming out on, is it Wednesdays or Thursdays?
Thursdays. Yeah.
Thursdays. Okay. So y'all just came out earlier this week, right?
Yeah. We use it to kind of plug this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's perfect. All right, so make sure you tune in Thursdays. It'll be on Grizz 901. So check out Bluff City Media wherever you can hear Bluff City Media content. So check it out there at bluffcitymedia.co. All right, that's all we have. It's been fun. It's been good getting back in the saddle, hanging out with you guys. Even though we had some audio issues, then we had some camera issues.
Riding the horse. Was that his saddle you were riding?
Cody wants to be his teats pulled on.
He wants to be milked.
Who doesn't?
All right, let's get out of here. Be nice and tell your friends.